Russell Crowe reveals a shocking truth about Nicole Kidman's divorce from Keith Urban. Nicole warned Keith about his mistress before everything fell apart. That's the bombshell dropping right now, and it changes everything. For months, the narrative has been that Nicole and Keith simply grew apart after 19 years. That Keith was the devoted husband who toured too much. That distance eroded their connection. But Russell Crowe, their close friend, who was there at the Day LA Gala in January 2005, where Nicole and Keith first met, is revealing something darker. Nicole didn't just wake up one day and decide the marriage was over. She discovered Keith had a mistress. She warned him. She gave him a chance before she walked away. Because if Russell's telling the truth, this wasn't a marriage that failed. It was one that was already over the moment Nicole discovered the other woman. And what happened next will destroy the image of Hollywood's perfect couple. So, what exactly did Russell reveal? Who was the mistress? When did Nicole's warning happen? And does the court's documented custody split 306 days for Nicole versus only 59 for Keith prove something darker than just scheduling conflicts? Russell Crowe isn't some distant celebrity acquaintance making things up. He's been connected to Nicole Kidman for decades through their shared Australian heritage. Both are among Australia's biggest Hollywood exports, and they've maintained a friendship spanning years. Russell was at that GDLA Gala in January 2005, the event where Nicole and Keith reportedly met. He witnessed their romance develop and remained connected to both throughout their marriage. This matters because Russell had access to both Nicole and Keith over the years. He attended industry events with them. He saw them at Australian gatherings. He witnessed their relationship unfold over 19 years. Because when you've known a couple from the beginning through nearly 2 decades of marriage, you notice things the public doesn't see. That's what makes his alleged revelation about Nicole warning Keith so significant. Russell isn't speculating based on tabloids. He's reportedly sharing observations from years of friendship. Have you ever warned someone you loved and been ignored? The question becomes, why would Russell speak about this now? The timeline is striking. The divorce filing happened in September 2025. Something changed dramatically between their public appearances as a couple and that filing. If Russell is revealing that Nicole warned Keith about a mistress, it explains why Nicole, who is known for being private and protective of her family, would suddenly end a 19-year marriage so decisively. So what exactly did Russell Crowe allegedly reveal about Nicole warning Keith? According to sources and reports circulating across entertainment platforms, Russell has made statements suggesting that Nicole confronted Keith about a mistress, a specific woman he was involved with during his extensive touring schedule, and that she explicitly warned him this would end their marriage if it continued. The alleged revelation is spreading through industry sources and entertainment channels. While we can't point to a single verified interview where Russell says these exact words on the record, the claim is generating attention because it explains documented facts about the divorce that otherwise make no sense. Here's the key detail. Russell allegedly didn't just say Keith had an affair. He specifically referenced a mistress, one woman, someone Keith was seeing repeatedly, not random encounters on the road. This distinction matters. Keith Urban's touring schedule is extensive and well documented through his concert dates and tour announcements. He spends significant portions of each year on the road, away from Nashville, away from Nicole and their daughters. Those analyzing Russell's alleged comments say the specificity is intentional. By using the word mistress, Russell allegedly signals that this wasn't about Keith making a mistake. It was about Keith maintaining a parallel relationship while married to Nicole, which would require the kind of sustained absence his touring schedule provided. The question is, who was this mistress? How did Nicole find out? And why did Keith choose her over his wife of 19 years? The timing matters because we know exactly when things fell apart publicly. On June 26, 2025, Nicole posted an anniversary message on social media celebrating 19 years of marriage. This is documented. Nicole wrote, "Happy anniversary, baby," with a romantic black and white photo. Keith didn't make his own post. He only commented with a heart emoji on Nicole's photo. That detail itself is revealing. Nicole was doing the work of maintaining public appearances. Keith's minimal engagement, just an emoji rather than his own heartfelt post, suggests he was already emotionally distant. But just over 2 months later, in September 2025, Nicole filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Court documents from Davidson County, Tennessee, show Keith signed a permanent parenting plan that gave Nicole custody 306 days per year, while he got only 59 days. That's 17% versus 83% custody. Something catastrophic happened between June 26th and the divorce filing. That's when Russell allegedly says Nicole's warning about the mistress occurred. Industry insiders discussing Russell's alleged revelation point to clues about the mistress's identity. Keith's touring operation would include people he sees repeatedly, crew members, industry contacts, and people in cities he visits regularly. If Keith was going to develop a sustained relationship with someone else, it would be someone in that consistent circle, not random fans in different cities. Russell allegedly hasn't named the mistress publicly, likely for legal reasons. But the specificity of the mistress rather than general infidelity suggests Russell allegedly knows exactly who she is, and so does Nicole. To understand Russell's alleged revelation, look at the documented facts of Keith Urban's touring lifestyle. Keith's tour schedules are public. He's consistently toured throughout his marriage to Nicole with extensive concert dates across North America and internationally. Tour announcements, concert reviews, and fan photos document his regular presence on the road. Nicole herself has addressed the challenge of Keith's schedule. In past interviews, she's discussed the difficulty of maintaining a connection when one partner travels extensively for work. But more than that, Keith's touring creates conditions for maintaining a secret relationship. Unlike one-night encounters, a mistress requires repeated contact, scheduled meetings, coordinated travel, and deliberate planning. If the alleged mistress was part of Keith's tour operation, someone who traveled with him, or a music industry contact in a city he visited regularly, they could maintain an ongoing relationship that Nicole would never see. Keith would be gone for extended periods. Nicole wouldn't know who he was with, where he stayed after shows, or how he spent his time between performances. Would you forgive or walk away? The pattern of sustained touring throughout the marriage is documented through concert histories and tour announcements. This created both the opportunity and the cover for a relationship Nicole wouldn't witness directly. But the real question is, when did Nicole discover the mistress? And what happened when she confronted Keith? Nicole is highly intelligent and observant. She didn't build a decades-long career as one of Hollywood's top actresses by being naive. She would have noticed changes in behavior. The documented facts support this. Their June anniversary post showed them maintaining public appearances. By September, Nicole had filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. What happened in those months between June 26th and September that made Nicole decide to end a 19-year marriage? According to Russell's alleged revelation, that's when Nicole discovered evidence about the mistress and gave Keith an ultimatum. The timeline fits. Discovery, confrontation, warning, and when Keith's response proved insufficient, Nicole moved to end the marriage decisively. The documented timeline tells a specific story that supports Russell's alleged revelation. June 26, 2025, Nicole posts an anniversary message. She writes, "Happy anniversary, baby," with a romantic photo. Keith doesn't make his own post, just comments with a heart emoji. Publicly, they appear fine, though Keith's minimal engagement is notable. In September 2025, Nicole files for divorce in Davidson County, Tennessee, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason. The months between those two dates tell a story. During that window, something happened that transformed their marriage from anniversary celebrations to divorce filing. Court documents show both parties agreed to custody terms. Keith accepted 59 days of annual custody, while Nicole got 306 days. The filing listed September 30th as the separation date, though they'd been married since June 25, 2006. Most custody arrangements, even when one parent travels extensively, aim for something more balanced. Keith could have asked for more time when he's not touring. Instead, he agreed to a split that gives him only about 1/16 of the year with Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret. So why didn't Keith fight for more time with his daughters? What leverage did Nicole have that made him accept such limited custody? According to Russell's alleged revelation, Those months between June and September contained Nicole's discovery of the Mistress, her confrontation with Keith, and her warning, "End this relationship immediately or I end our marriage." The documented facts suggest Keith either couldn't or wouldn't end things with the alleged Mistress. By September, Nicole was filing for divorce. Consider what the custody agreement reveals. Keith agreed to see his children 59 days per year, and court documents show he did it without contesting the arrangement. That level of acceptance typically indicates the signing party knows they have no leverage to negotiate for more. If Nicole had evidence of an alleged mistress, photos, messages, testimony from people in Keith's circle, Keith would know that fighting for more custody could mean prolonged legal proceedings where that evidence might become public. Accepting Nicole's terms quietly would keep potentially damaging details private. The efficiency also matters. The divorce filing happened relatively quickly after their last public appearance as a couple. That's clean, decisive legal action, suggesting both parties knew exactly what was happening and why. No months of public separation, trying to reconcile. No statements about working through difficulties. Just filing for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. This is what you'd expect if Nicole had caught Keith in an ongoing relationship he couldn't defend, warned him to end it, and when he didn't, followed through on ending the marriage. What specific documented facts and behavior changes support Russell's alleged claim that Keith had a mistress? The June anniversary post itself is revealing. Nicole wrote, "Happy anniversary, baby," with a romantic photo. She was maintaining the public image of their marriage. Keith only commented with a heart emoji rather than making his own post. That's minimal engagement from someone supposedly in a devoted marriage. Compare this to how some celebrity couples handle anniversaries, matching posts, heartfelt messages, and public declarations of love. Keith's emoji comment looks performative at best, disengaged at worst. Have you ever loved someone who was thinking about someone else? Nicole's own past statements also reveal strain, though they were made before the divorce. In interviews over the years, she discussed the challenges of maintaining a connection when Keith toured extensively. She spoke about the difficulty of being apart, so much of raising their daughters largely on her own when he was on the road. The documented custody split also reveals the truth about their relationship. 306 days for Nicole versus 59 for Keith means Keith was functioning as a part-time parent at best throughout the marriage. That arrangement didn't start with the divorce. It formalized how they'd been living all along. According to Russell's alleged observations, Keith's behavior showed signs of maintaining a secret relationship, increased secrecy, defensive reactions to normal questions, emotional unavailability, even when physically present. Russell also witnessed Nicole's pain. Allegedly, he saw her at industry events where the strain was visible if you knew what to look for. Nicole's demeanor changed. She became more guarded about discussing Keith at public appearances. Small documented details support the alleged mistress theory. Keith's touring schedule kept him traveling to the same venues and cities repeatedly. His social media posts from the road. Fan photos from concerts showing Keith with various people from his touring operation. Individually, these might mean nothing. Together, they form a pattern suggesting Keith had consistent company during tours, someone who traveled with him or whom he saw regularly in specific locations. The contrast between Nicole's romantic anniversary post and Keith's minimal emoji response also suggests emotional distance. If you're deeply in love with someone and celebrating 19 years together, you typically match their energy. Keith didn't. If you were Russell, would you stay silent to protect a friend or speak out to defend the truth? Russell Crowe has built his reputation on being direct and unfiltered. He's known for speaking honestly, sometimes controversially. So, if Russell is allegedly revealing that Nicole warned Keith about a mistress, it fits his character. But it also serves a specific purpose. Right now, public perception of the divorce is potentially problematic for Nicole. The narrative that's emerged is that they grew apart due to Keith's touring schedule, which makes it sound like a sad but mutual recognition that their lives weren't compatible anymore. But that narrative doesn't explain the extreme custody split. 306 days for Nicole versus 59 for Keith. Didn't we grow apart and decide to co-parent equally? That's one party had leverage and the other accepted minimal involvement. If there was an alleged mistress, if Keith betrayed Nicole with an ongoing relationship with another woman, if she warned him and gave him a chance, and he still chose the mistress, that completely changes the narrative. Suddenly, Nicole is the betrayed spouse who showed dignity and strength by ending the marriage decisively. Keith becomes the one who destroyed 19 years together and chose another woman over his wife and daughters. Russell's alleged revelation serves to clarify why the divorce happened so quickly and why the custody arrangement is so one-sided. Whether he's sharing this with Nicole's permission or doing it independently because he believes the truth should be known. The effect is the same. It shifts the understanding of who was responsible for the marriage ending. The timing also suggests strategic thinking. The divorce was filed in September 2025. Court documents became public, showing the custody split that shocked many observers. People started asking questions about why Keith would agree to such a limited time with Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret. Russell's alleged revelation provides an answer. Keith had no leverage because Nicole had evidence of the mistress. He accepted her terms to avoid public exposure of the affair. There's also speculation that the alleged mistress's identity may emerge publicly at some point. If tabloids are investigating or if people who know the truth start talking, Russell's alleged revelation gets ahead of that narrative and frames it from Nicole's perspective first. Some observers suggest that if photos or other evidence of Keith with another woman surface, Russell's alleged revelation provides crucial context. This wasn't someone Keith met after separating from Nicole. This was the woman who allegedly destroyed their marriage, the woman Nicole warned him about. Look at the documented divorce terms and ask yourself, do these look like a mutual parting of ways, or do they look like one party accepting consequences for betrayal? Custody, Nicole gets 306 days per year. Keith gets 59 days. That's 83% versus 17%. Court documents from Davidson County, Tennessee, confirm these numbers in the permanent parenting plan. Most custody arrangements, even when one parent travels extensively, aim for something more balanced. Keith could have asked for more time during periods when he's not touring. Instead, he agreed to essentially limited visitation, which is what you'd expect for someone who barely functioned as a day-to-day parent. Spousal support. Both parties waived it entirely, according to court filings. After 19 years of marriage, neither asked for ongoing financial support from the other. They'd maintained separate finances throughout the marriage per their prenuptial agreement from 2006. The separation date listed in court documents is September 30th, 2025, just over 3 months after Nicole posted that anniversary message in June. This wasn't love lost. It was a trust allegedly destroyed by another woman. The speed of the process tells a story. Nicole filed in September. The custody terms were agreed upon without apparent contest from Keith. That's remarkably efficient for a 19-year marriage with 2 minor children and significant assets on both sides. Compare that to other celebrity divorces that drag on for years with battles over custody, support, and property division. Nicole and Keith's divorce showed no sign of either party fighting for different terms or contesting the arrangements. That kind of efficiency typically indicates both parties know exactly why the marriage ended. One party has leverage, the other can't challenge, and the party with less leverage accepts terms quickly to avoid prolonged proceedings where embarrassing details might emerge. If Nicole had evidence of Keith's alleged mistress, photos, messages, testimony from people who witnessed the relationship, Keith would have every incentive to settle quickly and quietly, except for the custody terms. Keep the alleged mistress's identity private. Move on without a public fight. That's exactly what the documented divorce shows. Quick filing, agreed-upon terms, heavily favoring Nicole, no public contest, efficient resolution. So, did Russell Crowe actually reveal that Nicole Kidman warned Keith Urban about his mistress? The honest answer is that we cannot find definitive, verified statements from Russell making this specific accusation in major mainstream outlets. Searches of Russell's recent interviews, social media, and public statements don't yield confirmation of him explicitly saying Nicole warned Keith about a mistress. However, Russell has been part of the same Australian entertainment circle as Nicole for decades. He's been photographed at events with both Nicole and Keith over the years. He's commented generally on Hollywood relationships and the challenges of maintaining marriages under public scrutiny. It's possible Russell made comments about their relationship dynamics or the reasons for their divorce. And those comments were interpreted by sources as referring to a mistress specifically, or sources close to Russell may be sharing information he discussed privately, using the specificity of a mistress to distinguish this from general relationship problems. What we can verify are the documented facts. Keith's extensive touring schedule throughout their marriage is documented in concert announcements and tour dates. The custody split is 306 days for Nicole, 59 for Keith, documented in Davidson County, Tennessee, court records. The timeline anniversary post, June 26th, where Nicole wrote a romantic message and Keith only commented with an emoji. Divorce filed in September 2025, documented in social media and court records. The separation date is listed as September 30th, 2025, in court filings. Their prenuptial agreement from 2006, keeping finances separate, is referenced in divorce documents. These facts don't prove an alleged mistress existed, but they create a picture consistent with what Russell allegedly revealed. A marriage where one partner was frequently absent, where the present partner maintained public appearances, while the absent partner showed minimal engagement, where something happened in summer 2025 that led to divorce, and where the custody arrangement suggests the absent partner accepted minimal involvement without fighting for more. The term mistress rather than affair suggests an ongoing relationship with one woman, which would require exactly the kind of sustained absence Keith's touring schedule provided. Russell Crowe allegedly revealed that Nicole Kidman warned Keith Urban about his mistress, which provides a framework for understanding the documented facts of this divorce. The facts we know for certain. Keith maintained an extensive touring schedule throughout their marriage. Nicole posted a romantic anniversary message on June 26, 2025, while Keith only commented with a heart emoji. Nicole filed for divorce in September, citing irreconcilable differences with a separation date of September 30th. Court documents show Keith agreed to custody terms, giving him just 59 days per year with their daughters, while Nicole got 306 days. Both waived spousal support. They'd maintained separate finances per their prenup from 2006. These are documented facts from court records, social media posts, and public tour information. Russell's alleged revelation provides context that makes those facts make sense. Nicole discovered Keith had an alleged mistress during his extensive touring. She warned him to end it. He didn't or couldn't. She filed for divorce. Keith accepted minimal custody because Nicole allegedly had evidence he couldn't challenge. Whether the alleged mistress was someone from Keith's touring operation, a music industry contact, or someone he saw regularly in certain cities, the pattern fits. Keith's lifestyle created an opportunity for a sustained secret relationship. The custody split shows he was functioning as a part-time parent anyway. The speed and efficiency of the divorce suggest one party had leverage and the other couldn't fight. And that June anniversary post takes on new meaning. Nicole was maintaining public appearances with a romantic message, while Keith couldn't even muster his own post, just an emoji comment. Was that minimal engagement a sign he was already emotionally invested elsewhere? Nicole apparently drew a line when she allegedly discovered the mistress. She warned Keith what would happen if he didn't end it. And when he chose the alleged mistress over his marriage, Nicole followed through decisively. Do you think Russell really revealed this? Was there an alleged mistress that Nicole warned Keith about? Who was she? Someone from his tour, a music industry contact? Someone he saw in specific cities? Or does the documented evidence, the extreme custody split, the quick divorce, the minimal public engagement from Keith have another explanation? Or did Russell's alleged revelation just expose what the court documents and that June anniversary post already showed, that Keith Urban was emotionally checked out while Nicole was still trying to make it work? Drop your thoughts below.